The motto is, we just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how.
You've been doing that recently.
Yeah, man.
That's
As
your
long
motto.
as man. As long as we don't disrespect
That's
nobody.
good. That's good. Always want to be peaceful. Don't want.
Do you know what I mean?
Drama.
Oh God, I've had enough of that.
Nah, me too.
Hello, Nick.
How are you?
I apologise for being late. I apologise for not getting regular contact.
That's no worries,
I'm
man.
a tramp for that. But
It's good that you're chill though, because
Yeah?
some people are a bit mad when you talk to them. So
Serious?
it's good to have a bit of a relaxing.
Bruv, it's nice to have a relax. Especially what day is it? Friday.
Friday.
It's 1 o'clock.
Weekend starting.
Let's chill, man. The
chill.
carnival's gonna be very intense.
Yeah.
Even if you're not there, you still feel the vibe and energy.
Yeah.
So,
You feel the energy in London.
do you know what I mean?
I was there last year, not at Carnival, but I was on the tube near that area, and it was terrifying. There's like so many people there,
Bare
man.
people.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I just like seeing people happy. And when you see
Yeah.
people happy and then you get happy as well, before you know it, you have a good time, everything just sort of like ends really quickly and you've kind of didn't really take the time to appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to have a good time and Carnival's definitely a place you can have a good time.
It's the best place to have a good time, like you always say, but it's, I don't know, there's a really positive vibe this time of year in London, so that's cool. Basically, why I brought Poet here today is to just talk about Tottenham and North London and sort of in also the sort of English working class in general, because I feel like we're all quite marginalised and there's not much of a voice for anyone. So I'm here to chat about that a bit. So for starters, so you grew up in Tottenham, obviously.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It's really weird because like I wasn't a bad boy.
Yeah.
I wasn't computer savvy or like into my books or anything. I was just in this weird space, just like I loved football.
Yeah.
I loved football and I loved music, and that was just me. And that's all I cared about. Like nothing else was important because growing up in Tottenham, it's so difficult. It's almost like survival, bro. I lived in an estate.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you're not a rude boy, you have to know how to fight. You have to know how to defend yourself. Like just by default, these things could happen to you. So you couldn't have the element of like, all right, well, it's not like today, it's so gang warfare. It's like,
yeah, it's been mad around there.
you're kind of in a safer space, which sounds really weird, but if you're not involved, you're good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that when I was growing up. Like,
so everyone was just on
everyone was on everyone. You could be walking somewhere. Like I remember walking through an estate one time, and there was 12 boys right in front of me.
Yeah.
So I just quickly done a quick spin round, and they're like, "Oi, where you going?" And then you've just got a moment where you're just like,
yeah.
"Do I turn around and walk towards you lot, or do I walk back?" Bro, I ran for my life. It was just long, and then as you get older, you realise you see groups of boys. You just gotta well, you don't have to, but I just had to learn to just walk through.
Just walk past, yeah.
And if someone says anything, you've got to hold your ground. And I think that was the type of world I've come from. So even I'm not bad, I'm not any of that, you still have to learn how to hold your own. And
oh yeah, definitely.
that's why I was kind of happy with
Tottenham. I feel like everyone from London has that kind of story.
Yeah.
Where they've had a situation where they've got into a bit of an argument with somebody and it's nearly gone left. Like,
yeah.
One of my best friends is from Bermondsey and he's had a few issues and he's not about that at all. He's very kind of, I don't know, like, he's kind of a bookworm. Like, he loves all that kind of education stuff. So, yeah, I think they all have that perception. But I guess Tottenham's so well known because of the history in Tottenham. So, like, you have, like, obviously Broadwater Farm.
Wow.
And the riots and all that stuff. And there's sometimes certain negativity associated with Tottenham, but I want to get like the positive side of things.
There's bare positives out of Tottenham. At the end of the day, I think everything in life is perception anyway.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, yeah, it was tough. But the positive effect that's had on me is as I've got older, I know how to stand my ground in all facets of life because I had to learn how to do that day to day.
Yeah, that's true.
As a child, like, day to day, I had to escape my house life because it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. I had my brother Kirk, who just is an absolute gem. He helped me. And then like we simultaneously helped each other when we went into the wider world, which was our estate. And our estate was our escapism from the stresses in our house. So we learned to just make everything in our house a joke, despite the fact that as an older man now I can tell you, none of that stuff was funny, bro. But because I had my brother and my brother had me, we just were able to just sort of like change everything to make it funny. So our parents arguing was funny to us. We're like, forget it, they're just arguing. Let's just get in the room. But realistically, as a young child, being exposed to your parents arguing on a consistent basis, I think that just kind of sets you up for a problem mentally, because you begin to normalize that. So when you get into a relationship later on, you're just used to arguing because that's all you've known growing up. So those are the demons you're taking with you. But the beauty about it is once you realize it's wrong and you've been through it, all you say is that these are the effects of growing up in a council estate. Because I don't think Tottenham's any different to anywhere else. A council estate with loads of different ethnic minorities have been placed here because they don't really have lots of money. So this is the start-up for us. This is where we're going to start to try and build ourselves up. So everyone's just in this like crabs in a barrel situation.
Yeah.
And you show me where crabs should be in a barrel. Like, they shouldn't. You put crabs in a barrel when you're ready to take them away to eat them.
Everyone together.
So it's almost like they're all trying to survive. They're trapped, and that's where you kind of are in Tottenham. But the beauty about it is pressure makes diamonds, innit? And I just think there is so many success stories coming out of that part.
Of course, yeah. I mean, for such a small area, it's really amazing how much like people have come from there. Like obviously Skepta and Jamie and Rex. I know you love Skepta. He's like,
come on.
Of course.
I love Rex as well. Rex, bro, people don't understand. Like, I can tell you straight, I don't care. One time, imagine I've come back to the country from a job.
Okay.
And I've come back and my bank card got stolen when I was abroad. So I've come back to the country. I've got no bank card, but I still use an electricity key. So I've now got no electric. It's run out. And I'm just like, oh my God.
And you've got to wait for the bank and stuff.
So now I've got to wait for a bank card to come, or I've got to wait till the morning. I've got no electricity. I can't do anything. I'm just like, oh my God. My phone's on a bit of percentage. So I just turn everything into a joke.
Yeah.
Bro, Rich came to my house at 2 something in the morning, picked me up, put money on my key, took me back to my house and said, and said, do you need any more money? Like, this guy doesn't need to do that.
Well,
he's rich-free too, like this big musician. Good.
That reflects your community though, because Tottenham's very strong. Like, I haven't really been to Tottenham that much, but every time I meet someone from Tottenham or I hear something from Tottenham, there's always a positive kind of angle.
There are many positives, there are many negatives as well, you know?
Yeah.
Which you kind of expect. There is a very distinct balance in Tottenham.
Yes.
Where the bad's bad and the good's really good. So you just got to try and figure out what side you want to play for. And I really want to play for the good side, but sometimes when playing for the good side, you have to consistently compete or go up against some of the bad sides. But if you're a great example of the good side, the beautiful thing is that the bad side respects it to a certain extent and just says, you know what, leave him alone.
Yeah, but I think you do that really well because you always seem to put, like, obviously you talk about having a good time constantly.
Yeah,
so that's reflected in who you are.
Oh, thank you.
So I think that's really powerful in that way. So in terms of, like, obviously you have a London experience, but in terms of like the rest of the UK, do you think like you're interested in building working class people together in general and trying to encourage like cross-cultural dialogue and stuff? Because there's a lot of stuff just seems kind of negative, and like obviously like I grew up in kind of a white working class environment.
Okay.
But like, to me that's kind of even a myth, because like it's not all clear cut. Like my great granddad wasn't white, so but you wouldn't know thinking from looking at me. He was from like the South Pacific, from like New Zealand.
Serious?
Yeah, so like...
That's lit though.
It is cool to talk about, but it's like, I think we kind of create these barriers too much.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's one of the main things I want to talk about with this project I'm starting, because I'm starting this YouTube channel trying to get working class voices involved. And
I'm really happy with that, man, because it's funny that you speak about, you know, the whole of the UK. I've got a real mad love for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I really love Liverpool, and I got it from my boy Vuj, and I never understood it at the start until you go there. And the beautiful thing about Liverpool is some of the conditions in which people are living in, the working class, is not fair. It's not fair, and instead of them not moaning about it, you get great footballers, or you get great musicians,
so many great characters.
You just get great characters. Well. Like some of the younger boys over there, if they were given the right energy or the right place for them to perform or to channel that energy in the right way, you would have so much more success stories from Liverpool. I'm telling you, that's a very special place in England. Yeah. It's a very, very special place in England.
So many places like that there.
Bro, man.
Brum and...
Oh, Birmingham's another place, bro. There's a guy from Birmingham called Temper, and
Yeah, I've heard Tempe.
bro, you're talking when I
Yeah.
watch Temper and I listen to Temper, bro, I just started grouping the situation.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's great.
Like DMing like, bro, do you know how talented you are? Because I don't know how much people in Brum are giving him that type of energy, and
Yeah.
I wish I could do more for people in Brum and more people in Liverpool, but
It's really
I'm just
sick.
trying to sort out what I can do in London, get that defiant, get a
Yeah.
model that I can work with and duplicate and say to someone in Birmingham, why don't you do that over there in Liverpool?
Yeah, but I think you'll influence other people just by helping your community.
Yeah, that's what I'm
people
hoping.
see that and think,
It can ripple
wow, he
out.
can do that, so I can do that too.
Yeah,
And
you're
I think
right.
that's my goal too, in a way. Like, we're just trying to make a better situation for the people around us.
What makes you want to do it? Like, how comes you're so... 'cause that was just why I was really keen to talk to you, because when you spoke to me about what you spoke to me about, I proper appreciated it. You
Yeah.
know? I felt like, wow, it's so nice to know somebody else has that type of mindset and wants to like help a working class community, because we are very neglected, you know,
Yes.
and we're very misunderstood. And people just look at the end result of something and just come to a conclusion without actually knowing the backlog, without actually knowing the story. So for you to come on that approach, bro,
Yeah, I think it's just
commend you, man.
because it's kind of, I've never been like the poorest person ever. Like, we had, me and my sister had stuff that other kids didn't have. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like certain kids I went to school with, you know, barely had enough money for food. Like, I'm not gonna compare it to that situation.
That's lit.
But like, I've still had experiences where I don't want my kids or my grandkids to go through the same kind of shit, especially in regards to like, my parents always weren't getting along and all this kind of stuff. So I think that's reflected in so many of us. That's just, I just want to challenge the system, I guess. Unless that sounds corny, and just like...
No, I respect it. I think it's
Yeah.
funny because I'm originally from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So a lack of money is not an issue. My bro, I've been broke. I'm talking
Me
like,
too.
I was saying to my boy yesterday, when I've had the fucking council come to my house with the police to repossess my house.
Yeah, that's
And I've got
proper broke.
£6.70 pence in my account. And I've got these people that are saying, we're taking your house, so I'm now going to be homeless and I have nowhere to live. And I'm absolutely in tears in front of this woman from the council, the police, some other people surveying the property. Like, I'm going to lose my house, I'm going to be homeless. Like, that's how broke I've been. So it's like, I then compare it to Jamaica, where my family in the village have nothing.
Yeah.
So I realized that the problem isn't money. I don't think the problem is money in the hood. I think the problem is the fact that London presents this facade, this like, you can come, it's almost like a small Hollywood theme.
Yeah.
Where my family in the 1950s and 60s believed they were coming here for a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that that's the type of image that should be portrayed from this country as an inviting thing. You can come here and you can do well because your expectations are here now.
Yeah.
And then you get here and you realize, geez, the cost of living's high. On top of that, you're an ethnic minority, so you don't even get what everyone's talking about. You don't really get everyone. There's so many different multiple problems that come into going somewhere to survive. Like, when your mentality is survival, it's like, bro, you're in London.
Every day's a struggle.
It's not a struggle though. If you don't have a job, you can sign on.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It's not as bad as
you
you make. So survival is like Jamaica, where you have, if you live in the village, my bro, there's no job centre to go to.
Yeah.
There's one television amongst like 3 houses to watch. Electricity can go at any minute. Your toilet is outside in a fucking little cupboard. Like, that's real survival.
I think that's why travelling is so important.
So important. It gives you a deeper perspective, man. So
even in Europe, like,
yeah,
I used to live in Cyprus for a bit when I was a kid.
Lit.
And like, it's not like, obviously it's not like it is in the third world, but poor people in there, especially in the north, in the Turkish side, it's proper like
bad.
It's worse, way worse than it is here.
Bro, I went to
America.
It's
crazy.
My Lebanon. I've gone to Lebanon
Yeah.
2017 to do a documentary about the effects of music and how music has prevented some young people from joining ISIS.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm just like, this is lit. So when I'm over there and I'm taking a look at real poverty, cuz I had to look at myself like, I'm so ungrateful.
It does give you a reality check.
So when I come back to North London, I come back to Tottenham, when I come back to like certain areas, when I come back to England, I'm like, we've got so much, we don't even realise it. We bypass everything we have and we want more without appreciating what we have. Because in London, having something is being able to buy clothes whenever you want, Having something is being able to sort of like stunt on the gram. Having something is like, like the mentality you have in London to have something is so weird, and I used to be a part of it. And when you take yourself out of it and then you look at it, you're like, wow. Like I was just conned.
Look at reality,
I was conned into thinking this was reality. I was conned into thinking I needed all these nice things. And don't get me wrong, I do like to dress nice and all of that, but I think we all need it. But I felt like I needed it in order to be part of society, and it's like, that's just not my role.
That's bad. I'm not like that anymore.
Bro, it was bad, bro. Like, it's so bad. And it's when you take yourself out of the mentality and you start thinking for yourself and you start saying, what do I want to do? Everything just changes, my bro. Like, absolutely everything changes. Your priorities shift and you start thinking about more what you want to do. But it's very difficult to do that in Tottenham, in North London, because you're around a bag of people who are trying to survive. And little do they know, you don't need to have that mentality. You actually don't. We should be a community. We should be working together.
Be united.
Do you know where I'm coming from? And I've done youth work for 10 years, and that's one thing I did try to implement in youth work. I tried to say to everybody, we're a village.
Of course,
And let's stick together.
True. Yeah, I tried to get into youth work. It's very now. It feels like it's more difficult now.
It is.
Like, I was like sending emails and stuff and like doing this thing and chasing people, and they just be like, "Oh, you don't really have the qualifications, you know."
Don't do it.
I don't really.
I don't think you should do it.
I feel like I just want to get my personal views across.
And I feel like you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do that, and I think you'll be very successful at it. And I think the reason why is because you'll be in control. Again, London, like I said, what they've done, I'm trying, what I'm doing is I'm doing a crazy thing, man. I know it's crazy, but I don't mind if every other year I'm going to be put on the cross, like cancelled and all of these things. I'm willing to fight all of these battles for the simple fact that I want to change the working class mentality. That is actually my dream. Like, it's my dream. I would sacrifice everything I have to do that. For the simple fact that if everybody realizes if we work together, we can achieve so much more. Because we don't have to be working so hard. We wouldn't even have, the purpose of this would not exist. We would now channel this energy.
Like, I resisted stuff for so long.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I can't do that. This isn't meant for me. And that, like, when I went to uni, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to be fair, like most people's story of uni.
Same.
But, like, I felt like it was inaccessible. But all I did is, did an application, UCAS.
And you're there.
You're there. I was there for 3 years. Like, it may not have worked out exactly how I wanted, but I had a great experiences there. I learned a lot. I grew up a lot because I feel like I was quite ignorant and small-minded and like back then. And now, you just need to take opportunities. It's like this. Like, how many months or years have I been putting off doing projects because I thought like, oh, I can't do it.
That's not fair. And then I question if you really wanted university. Could you say it didn't turn out how you wanted? University turned out, I can tell you now, exactly how I wanted. At the time, I wouldn't have said that. Because at the time, I was surviving. But what am I surviving from? I'm in the jungle.
What did you study?
I've done sports science, like every other working class black boy in my area. And then I'm just like, why am I here?
Yeah, I know.
Am I here to make mummy happy so mummy can go and tell all her mates on the phone in Jamaica, oh, my son's going to university now. You don't know anything about what I'm doing at university. You're in love with the ideology of success. And that is the thing about everyone in working class environments. They
feel
pinpoint.
Pressured.
They feel pressured, and they're like, well, you need to be making money, or you need to be at university, or you need to have a job. Like, there's no one telling you about a career. There's no one telling you chase your dreams.
About an internship or about doing stuff just by yourself.
No one's telling you how to be wealthy. No one's telling you how to build economy. No one's telling you how to do things which can give you like real, genuine happiness.
Of course.
Who the hell does
that? And that starts in school.
Because
it's like Shakespeare and algebra and like this stuff is all cool, obviously, but like, where am I going to use that in the real world?
Most importantly, this is all somebody else's stuff. This is always somebody, like, we don't go in school and encourage people to find out who are you? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what makes you special? What's your home life like? How does that make you feel? How do you now express yourself from the foundation of home? When you leave your house, how do you now express yourself because of what's happening at home? We don't explore the individual. All we do is explore Shakespeare stories and Christopher Columbus and all this maths and all this other religious education and geography. We don't explore ourselves. By the time we try to explore ourselves, we're 18 years old, in bloody
Yeah.
university, thrown in the midst of it. We get a coke addiction, get a bit of weed addiction. Before you know it, after 3 years, we've got a 2-2 thinking, I wanted to get a first. It's just like,
Yeah.
I just think...
And then you're just thrown in the deep end, aren't you, as well? Because you're just like, I wasn't prepared for this. I grew up in such a sheltered kind of school environment and home and like just between the two. And then you go to university and you're with people that are the cream of the crop and they're very like upper class and stuff. And you're just like, I feel like an alien here. And it's just like I said, uni was good in many ways, but it's just, we need to build on our own ideas and passions.
I totally agree, man. I think like the society in this country will, if you haven't got a strong mind, because no one can make you do anything. Everything you do is your own choice. Everything that happens is your own choice.
Yeah.
Circumstances have been placed, and how you respond to them lets you know how you feel. And I think the only thing that I can guarantee when it comes to, because for example, the mother of my kids, for example, I love her to bits, I love my life. And she always says, you made me do this, you made me do that. But that is the survival mentality. And I say to her, if I get a knife, and I slice my arm, and I slice your arm, we both bleed. So that lets me know, under these circumstances, a knife can make everyone bleed. But if I place a scenario and you respond in this way, I didn't respond in that way, so I can't be made to blame in that situation. We all have different responses to different situations. But if we actually understand what we're actually in, we're probably going to have a similar response. So when I say that, it's like to say, some people would say, oh my God, us two are so different because of the complexion of our skin, maybe the way we talk, maybe our lifestyles, but essentially we could just be exactly the same to a certain extent, just have a different way of expressing how we want. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Everyone's influenced by their culture. Like, I'm from the south of England, you're from London, there's people from up north. There's just so many different ways of looking at it in
so
the
much
British working class experience, and we can't limit ourselves to just like if I was to say like, I only want to be around people from Bournemouth, or you only want to be around people from London.
Bro.
That'd be crazy.
There's similarities between me and us, which means that we have similar stories, which means that we can work together to build on a better thing. I don't think England gives you that type of perspective. When I go to Jamaica, I have that perspective. They will encourage you. Go Black River to see your family over there. Go Kingston to see your family. Go Mo Bay to see your family.
Discover
go
your culture.
Discover your culture and figure out who you are. Then take a journey.
100%.
And I'm like, why can't that happen in England, man? Why can't I be encouraged to explore? Do you know how much people have never left London? Never gone Manchester, never gone Liverpool, never gone Newcastle, never gone... I'm like, bro, you booking it in advance, it's like a £40 train. And then you can go and see a different way of living and broaden your horizon, not to think that the world is Tottenham, or the world is London, or the world is South London. Do you know what I mean? And but again, London doesn't encourage that.
London feels sometimes, from someone who's not from London, obviously I don't want to talk too much about the experience of people from London because I'm not from here, but like, London feels, sometimes when you come here, it feels a bit like an island.
It is, it's a bougie place in the world.
So when you talk to like people from London sometimes, it's like London is their whole world, which I understand completely, because London is sick in many ways, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But I think we all need to broaden our horizons and go out, like you said, get the train. Even if you're going down the road to the next, the next town, you don't have to go far. You're going to meet new people everywhere.
Why not? There's festivals that happen in and around the country. If you're into football, like, do you know what I used to do when I was like, I really wanted to learn about football. So like 2012, I got a job at Copenhagen. And do you know what I used to do some of that money? If Arsenal were playing Burnley, I'd get a train to Burnley and watch it in a pub in Burnley and be an Arsenal fan. And talk to the Burnley fans.
Lit, though.
And that's mad lit because I used to go inside, like, when I would go to the pubs and all of that, some of the guys would be like, oh, no Arsenal fans here, and they would think, because I'm from London. I'm like, lads, I'm just having a good time. Like, I don't want to argue with no one. I just want to sit down, watch the game. I'll have a bit of and at the end I'll be like, boys, well done, man. You won, or well done, man. Have a good game. Take care, man. And I'll go back home. And if I could get a ticket, cool. But I really wanted to learn more about England, man. And Liverpool was the place that, I would say Liverpool, Brom, Manny okay, but Liverpool and Brom.
Yeah. I went...
Incredible.
I didn't really travel around England that much till I was like 18.
No, but bro, same. Like, same, much older, and a little bit older, to be fair.
I didn't go north of Bristol until I was like 20.
Wow.
And now then I went Manchester once, and that's really the furthest north I've been. I want to go to Scotland because like Glasgow and Edinburgh and all these places. Like, I want to go anywhere.
But at least you've got the mentality of I want to go.
Yeah,
The
a lot of
fact
people
that
don't.
this is the problem. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that we suffer as working class people. We've come to London to make it, and now we're surviving.
Yeah.
So we have no business in Bournemouth. We have no business in Newcastle. But what you don't realise is you do.
Yeah,
You've come to, you shouldn't have come to survive, you should come to live.
yeah,
Come here to live.
100%. I came to London because I wanted to come here. Do you know what I mean?
To live.
To
And I
live.
don't mean live to live, I mean to live life. Not to live in one,
Yeah.
to live life. If life means, do you know what? We're going Southend today, we're going to spend the weekend there, book a nice little cheap hotel, and we're just going to have a good time. That experience could change your whole week.
Anything can happen there.
Bro, you could meet somebody that could potentially, you might end up moving up there.
Yeah.
It might just be a getaway. That just might be your escapism from the stresses of London. We're going to have stresses, but
You might meet someone you can work with and build better projects with, and everything can happen.
anything can happen. Like, I've met you. I don't imagine this will be the last time we speak. I probably will stay in
Right.
regular contact with you and try and help you with anything you're doing, because
very
I
much,
just
man.
really appreciate what you're trying to achieve. And I know how difficult it is, and I feel
It
like
is.
you should have all the fucking help you can get. And I'm willing, I can tell you that on camera, I can tell you over the phone, I'm willing, Nick, to try and help you as much as I can.
Right.
Real life,
very
bro.
much,
Like, I
man.
proper appreciate you as a person, man. So
Brilliant.
I just think, yeah, man, I just think life's not about surviving, life's about living
And having a good time.
and having a good time.
That's all we're trying to do, really, I think.
It's
I think
difficult,
that's
though.
really the conclusion of this whole thing.
Yeah?
Just have a good time
Have a good time, man.
and help your community.
Bro, trust me, what you're doing, it can definitely have an effect.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You too.
Yeah? Nick, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming,
bro. Don't be silly.